Let's head back to Shocks and Cyanide at the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. As we're joined here by Froggen and Krepo after that win, which safely puts Elements out of relegation territory for now, that is. Guys, start by telling me what happened in the week that you guys were on break, essentially. Is it a shift in training mentally that you show up totally different here?
Yes, Froggen, did it shift?
Nah, I mean, I think it was just good because we could have a couple of more days off, which I think we all needed. And then we just practiced a lot of new stuff and tried to work on comps that we're all comfortable with, and I think it seemed to work pretty well.
We asked a question here beforehand if 5.5 might favor you guys. It seems that it does. What's your opinion on it and the picks you guys could play because of it?
I'm not sure if we can go as far as, hey, Elements is the king of 5.5, you know, so you only play one game. Thing is, we just had more time to prepare on this patch. A lot of teams took like small breaks or went to Katowice even. And we just stayed at home, had a couple days off, and just started practicing as much as we can. So we have a good feel for the meta, but it's still gambling. In scrims, you have no idea who's going to play what, and you don't know if they're cheesing you, whether it's actually meta, or whether it's just like oddball, curveball. If you scrim UOL, for example, you don't know if it's a Vijichachi champion or if it's actually a meta top laner. So a lot of question marks, but I'm just happy we came in with a strategy. We knew our draft all the way. We had compositions prepared, and it worked to an extent.
Yeah.
Froggen, do you think it gives you and Reckless particularly more room to do whatever you guys do to win the game when you have like a double tank front line to absorb all the damage and then you can just do whatever you want?
I think it does give more room for us to deal damage, but at the same time, if we play with double tank, we have less damage than if we had like a carry top lane or something. I think it just depends a lot, and it depends what you're running it against too. In this game, for example, it's very easy just to pick Jinx, and then we just protect Jinx and try to kill everyone because they have to run through basically 3 tanky champions because Karch is kind of tanky too once he gets Hourglass and he has 3k health. So it just allows us to deal a lot of damage while we have a lot of CC on our team.
Yeah, I guess the Nunu playing all the game on the bot side was part of the plan as well to get Jinx ahead and rolling, so...
Yeah, it was.
All right, so you talked about Jinx and protecting the Jinx. Let's get a replay up on the screen of a moment that Jinx needed protection because she did get hooked under the tower, but you guys turn it around.
What's happening in Froggen?
Well, basically, just Jinx getting flash hooked by Kasing, and then we're like, oh, not getting our AD carry, and then we try to kill everyone. And Ryu jumps in, gets instantly Maokai snared, and basically leaves her to die once I use my ultimate. That's why I'm going in to basically suicide, to get as many people as possible because I'm low mana, so I need the death to have mana enough for my ultimate, and then I just end up getting an easy triple kill because they overcommit on the Jinx.
Actually, this is the first time I saw the top end of the fight because I was focused. Basically, me and Wicked were constantly looking at LeBlanc, not allowing her to flank because that was the one counter they could do. That's why the game was very slow at points because we just had to 100% be sure that she couldn't flank us. At one point, she found me, you know, when I was face checking full wards, and then it did show like how vulnerable we are to the LeBlanc. And having Cardus just go in, suicide, and then whenever LeBlanc W's out of the fight, she's always 50% HP. Having Cardus ulti come in then is really good for you, especially if it doesn't have Zhonya's yet. And I think that fight really snowballed the game.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys just kept going from there. The Karthus pick, I do want to get back to it as it was so essential here as well. And you have talked about it a lot in the past versus LeBlanc, and it seems like you didn't pick for the lane, but somehow you did end up, he picked for the lane, but you ended up doing super well in lane as well as mid-game. So what happened?
Basically, Karthus just on LeBlanc one-on-one, and then they tried to camp me, and then I just went deep and I had my ultimate to help out. So like at one point I was up 23 CS, and then they started camping me. But I think
camper dogs.
Like going into the picks and bans, I'm like, okay, if I pick Karthus here, they're 100% gonna pick LeBlanc, and that's ended up happening because they would have too much AD if they pick Zed, which is like just makes the draft very easy and predictable for us.
It's actually really good that Froggen drew aggro mid lane a lot because we screwed up bottom the way we did our Krugs. I'm not gonna say what happened, but something went wrong. I guess land jitters. So we came to the lane slower than they. And actually, I think Jinx Janna can really outpush Thresh Kog'Maw from the first wave if you have the creep even. But we were on 1 CS down, so we got pushed in early. So I was actually getting really scared. But then I looked at Froggen 20 CS up, and he's drawing direct side aggro. Shook was giving us the special camp treatment bottom to get us back in the game, and then we had these good fights. So it was a good feeling for once.
Yeah. Also, you guys stopped H2K's winning streak. Was that, you know, to help Cyanide out so the Fnatic winning streak would be preserved? Is that some collegial nod or?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't at all to avoid possible relegation.
Yeah, not
just for
at
you,
all.
Cyanide.
Thanks.
Yeah, and actually Cyanide had something to say to Crepo as well for the thing.
Yeah, like I was really looking forward to seeing you on the desk because you're my idol in this analyzing thing, but I was afraid you guys wouldn't win a game, so I wouldn't get my chance, but I'm happy you guys made it.
Thank you. Just got to work on your analysis. You should have known that we would come back.
Well, all jokes aside, because as you said, this is very important for you guys to get away from relegation. The casters were actually discussing that maybe it would be good for you guys if you focus on the safe spot, maybe the 7th spot, knowing that you don't go to playoffs, but you also don't go out and kind of take it as a work in progress. But I'd love to know your vision on it.
From my point of view, we should just take one match at a time because we haven't really won a lot lately. So it's more important that we actually win some matches than other teams start winning and losing and thinking so much about, oh, what if all this stuff happens? Rather think about what can we do to actually just win the games and then we take it from there.
Yeah, it's actually pretty daunting. You know, when I first joined, it was, okay, we're 6th tied, you know, okay, 7th tied. Oh, that's fine. If we win so many matches, we're still 6th place. And now it's like, oh, it's getting less likely. So right now, you just, as Froggen says, you want to focus on yourself. You want to make sure that you have good, like, mechanism, like, the stuff that you can do every game, that everything runs smoothly. And then you still want to start winning games. Because it doesn't matter if you slowly crawl your back into 6th place, only to get smashed in playoffs. You know, you just want to play well every game. And we just really hope we can make this weekend go 2-0. And the first step is made, so hopefully tomorrow the next step.
Yeah, one game at a time. Congratulations, guys. Very nice to have you here. And great win. In just a few minutes, we'll be back with our final match of the day between Giants and SK Gaming. Giants, they need every win they can get to stay out of the reach of MYM. But can they pick one up versus the #1 SK? Stay tuned and find out.
What is the sign saying? I cannot read it.
I mean, Liv, go over everything again.
He's turning away.
Liv.
The other one says, welcome League of Elements.
Welcome to the League of Elements.
Oh god.
Where everybody else is trash.
Still alive on the back line as Ryu forced to go back to a clone. Kasing is the first one to drop as the tower takes out Froggen. But the Requiem should get more. Froggen is going low. Odoamne is about to go Mega Gnar, but I don't think he'll have his ulti up. Exhaust comes out and Hjarnan is trying to dodge the lay waste. What can H2K do? Wicket's gone in. There's 5 members on top of each other. The Mega Gnar throws everyone backwards. Odoamne is wreaking havoc.
Oh, he's
That's
not the
going to
recall.
delay the recalls of Hjarnan and Kasing. Nexus turret is down. The second one's about to fall. Elements are unseating H2K, dropping their 8-game winning streak and keeping their playoff hopes alive.